Hey you guys, I'm looking a little bit like a hot mess. I have not done my hair and makeup. It is a Saturday, and Saturday mornings are all about big breakfast. Big breakfast Saturday is a thing that's been going on in our house for many years. We oftentimes invite tons of people over as well. We just love having a huge breakfast on Saturday, and I also try to make a lot of extras so that I have some leftovers throughout the week. So I'm just gonna kind of take y'all through my day today and show y'all what all I do in the kitchen, just random, like, not really meal prep, but food prep. So I don't really prep whole meals very often, especially dinners. I kind of like just making dinner and eating it fresh that night. But there's a lot of other things I do, because the more you start making things yourself and cooking from scratch, like, the more time you got to spend in the kitchen. So I try to maximize my time as best I can, overlapping things, doing them at the same time. This week I think I need to make some mayonnaise. I would like to make some hummus. I need to make another batch of granola. Just a lot of little things here and there. All right, so this is what we have left over from breakfast. Actually, Christian woke up this morning and made his own pumpkin bread. This was their first breakfast. They ate this after they woke up, and then I made, waffles and sausage and one sad little egg. That doesn't say very well, but for these I'm going to put them in a container. I'm going to store them in the fridge. They go in the toaster like super perfectly the next day, or like throughout the week. You just toast it like you would like a store-bought waffle, and it just crisps it up nice and perfect. And so we really enjoy these all week long. Okay, I showed y'all this little surprise in my last video, but look how cute she is. I'd like to officially introduce you to Luna. Luna girl. Luna. Okay, I use my handy dandy food processor to process some beef liver. I then put 1/4 of a cup. No, don't squish it. She said, what's she going to use it? I put 1/4 of a cup in each little baggie. Each baggie will be one meal for 1 week. I try to get liver in our diet once a week. So I got 7 bags, so almost 2 months worth of beef liver. This was from a local farm cow. So yeah, there we go. Some beef liver going in the freezer. Okay, it is time for some granola making. I love making granola because I can pack in like so many things and so many nutrients, and it's just really fulfilling. We put it on top of our yogurt, mostly. Some of the kids really like it for a snack. We even sometimes eat it kind of like cereal and just put it in a bowl and put milk over it. So it's so delicious. We can just throw in a bunch of hemp seeds and a bunch of almond flour and a bunch of all sorts of pumpkin seeds. And I don't know, I'm putting some Brazil nuts in there today. So you can just like load it with so much greatness, and it's super delicious. So I do have a video about my chocolate granola, but over the years I've actually added a bunch of different stuff to it. So I'm going to try to give you like a revised version. I do kind of measure, but just not super well. So for you guys, I'm going to try to at least give y'all a recipe to follow. But the newest thing I started doing is actually getting some sunflower butter. You could use any nut, or you could use any nut butter, and I add that to the coconut oil and the maple syrup and vanilla, because I really like clusters in my granola, and no matter what I tried, it was just still turning out like really crumbly, and I really wanted it to like stick together into like granola clusters. So I had an epiphany one day of like, why don't I try adding in a nut butter? And I do feel like it like helps it adhere together a little better. That's another reason I added the almond flour as well. I feel like the almond flour kind of absorbs some of the liquid and kind of helps the oats and the nuts like stick together better. So all of that is kind of like new additions. I added in Brazil nuts and pumpkin seeds. That didn't used to be in my recipe, but it is so good. The last time I made it was literally, I was like, this is the best granola I've ever made. So it just keeps getting better and better. And random little fast hack is, if you store your nut butters upside down, then it just prevents all of that oil from coming to the top and makes it a lot easier to open and stir up. So like this one is a brand new one. I'll show you what it looks like after being upside down in my pantry for a couple months. Okay, so you can see here there's still a little bit of oil at the top, but not quite as much. It's a lot easier to stir. Okay, so here's like coconut oil mixed with the nut butter and the maple syrup. I'm gonna pour it on in here and mix it all around. we've also got a couple, you know, little sickly germs in our house right now. Nothing major, but I've been using all these different things over here. I love fermenting like honey garlic. This is really great because it takes like the spice and makes it more mild. So I can give this to the kids. You can do it like 1 a day preventatively or like 3 times a day when you're feeling sick. I've been rubbing some oregano oil on one of their throats who has a sore throat. We've got like some soothing throat spray, some colloidal silver, these little On Guard chewable tablets. And as far as like kitchen prep stuff, I also make some type of cough medicine, vitamin. Okay, so this is what I got the idea from. This Maddie's Organic Goodnight Cough Syrup is basically just honey with a bunch of stuff in it. And this little container is like $10. And so I looked at this one day and I said, I have pretty much all of that stuff. So I just started making it myself. So that is what I just whipped up right now. I'm about to give everybody a dose. They'll get some vitamin D, they'll get some vitamin C, they'll get some zinc, they'll get some, you know, antioxidants from the cinnamon and all sorts of stuff. So it's good stuff right there. All right, it is mayonnaise time. It's just a couple simple ingredients. Oil of your choice. I like avocado oil. Some lemon juice, some spicy mustard, 2 eggs, and some salt. And so, yep, we're going to blend it on up. So mayonnaise is one of the things that I choose to make. Thank you. I choose to make mayonnaise because... He loves me. Okay, I choose to make mayonnaise myself instead of buy it because there's only one brand that I have found that is just... No, I don't actually need those eggs. Those were staged. There's already eggs in there. Okay, but there's only one brand, which is Primal Kitchen, that I have found that just has like very pure, clean ingredients. Pretty much every other one in every grocery store is just filled with junk and terrible oil. So... it's just one of those things that it's so easy to make, and Guillermo wants to show you how, that I just choose to make it. Occasionally, if Primal Kitchen is on a really good sale, I'll get some just to have in the pantry, but it's super simple, and you can just make it in like 5 minutes. It's perfect.
I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, show us how it's done. So you put the immersion blender, first of all, is like a kitchen appliance that I think is like a must if you're going to be cooking a lot from scratch and such. Quit it. All right, you want to put it down there slowly because you want this little cone to cover up the egg yolks. So put it down there. Make sure you don't turn it on. You're going so slow. Okay, now pulse it a little bit. Zzz, go. A little more. And oh no, your egg yolk is not in there. Yeah. Okay, again. Now lift it up some. Lift it up some. Yeah, lift it up and then slowly work it towards the top. Yeah, then you just go back and forth for a while. But there it is. Mayonnaise. Super fast.
Wow.
You did it.
I did it. I feel like I conquered the world. I did it.
You made mayonnaise today. Way to go. You should hold on to the jar so it doesn't spin.
That's all right. Is it done?
I think it's good, yeah. It's just, that's mayonnaise. All right, now we're working on the hummus. We're just doing some garbanzo beans, garlic, lemon, olive oil, cumin, and salt in my Vitamix. Super simple. All right, and I like to top it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and some smoked paprika, and it will be ready to serve for a snack or just ready to store in the fridge for another day.
But not yummy right now.
You're just eating pumpkin from a jar, Aaliyah?
Uh-huh.
Oh. How's it taste?
Okay.
All right. Yummy, yummy.
A bag guy.
Mmm.
A big.
It's a big spoonful.
Yeah.
Look at that glorious chocolate granola. So, yeah, it's cooled down quite a bit. I still got to wait till the chocolate chips harden back up. But then I'll store it in a container, and it'll be delicious for the next week or so. Okay, so I saw the other day on Instagram, you take the liquid from chickpeas, and you can make a chocolate dessert out of it.
From chickpeas?
You gonna help me try it out? Okay.
Like from beans?
Yeah, so this is the liquid of the chickpeas with maple syrup and vanilla. You're supposed to whisk it for like 3 minutes. And
Right.
let's see what happens.
How does it get chocolatey?
We'll add chocolate. How's it working?
It's getting really bubbly.
Okay, we're 1 minute out of 3 minutes. That's what it looks like so far. All right, keep it going. Okay, I was mistaken. It was 10 minutes. We have to do this for 10 minutes, Issa.
What is
But look at that.
It's
That's-
like whipped cream.
That's crazy. And all it
shaving
is
cream.
that the bean liquid, which has a name. It's aquafaba. I guess it's like water, bean water, and maple syrup and vanilla. That's crazy. All right, keep going. 4 more minutes. Ooh. All right, it's supposed to make peaks. Yeah, you see how it makes a peak and it doesn't fall down. It's kind of similar to when you're making meringue with egg whites. These are called peaks, stiff peaks. We're gonna add in some melted chocolate. Micah, you want something? All right, we're adding some chocolate. It says it's gonna deflate a little bit. It won't be as poofy anymore, but it says that is okay. So we're gonna blend that up now together. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's gonna be chocolate mousse. We're gonna put it in a different container and into the fridge, into the fridge for 3 hours. And it's gonna make chocolate mousse out of bean liquid, girl. Okay, that chocolate mousse stuff is really crazy cool. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm gonna get started making dinner. Gonna make some beef stroganoff per the request of Guillermo. So I bought some mushrooms at Aldi. Gonna have some stroganoff, baby.
Yeah.
I've got a muncher. Someone's munching on mushrooms. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I found him. You doing dishes? Yeah. Thanks, Bubba. Got a little helper with your chore? All right, I actually got some of the beef liver out from the freezer that I did earlier. I'm just gonna add it right in the center here of my ground beef. If I can get it out. Whoop. I'm gonna show you how it cooks up. 'Cause remember, I blended it into the food processor, so it's just gonna cook up into like little crumbles, and then I just stir it in with the rest of the beef. And no one will know the difference. In fact, we had 5 people over for dinner the other day, and I made tacos, and I put beef liver in it, and none of them knew about it until later. And they were going on and on about how delicious it was. And they had seen the beef liver like in their kitchen. So one of them was like, "What are you even feeding us, Aubrey?" And the other friend was like, "Haha, you're eating liver." But they all just started laughing, and I just kept to myself for a minute. I was like, I'll tell them later. But anyways, all that goes to show is that you really don't have to add a lot to get a lot of the health benefits. And when you don't add a lot and you add a lot of spices and you mix it in with ground beef, you just can't really tell that there's beef liver in there to begin with. So that's just some tips if you're working on incorporating some beef liver into your weekly diet. Okay, so you'll see, sorry, let me try to fix that. Okay, so you'll see this is my ground beef over here, and this is the liver here in the middle. And as you can see, it's cooking up in such a way that it just looks almost identical to ground beef. So in a minute, I'll just mix it all in. Da-da-da. There we go. Mix it all together. All right, we added in some onions and a bunch of mushrooms all chopped up. I'm gonna let that simmer down a little bit, add some broth and some like half and half, make it nice and creamy. Serve it up with some noodles. So not everyone in my family loves mushrooms, but we cook them anyway. So I have found that if you just try to chop them up pretty small that most people don't mind as much. Sometimes I use my food processor when I really want to hide it. Like you can really hide it in ground beef and like almost not even know it's there. But for beef stroganoff, I personally want some chunks of mushrooms, but I am just trying to cut them like smaller than, you know, leaving a whole mushroom in there. And my kids don't make as many comments that way. All right, and in go my noodles. Typically beef stroganoff is made with like egg noodles, but these will work just fine. They'll still taste delicious. All right, now that everything is cooked and softened, I'm gonna add in some flour. That way when I add in my broth and whatever dairy you're using, then it'll add, the flour will act as like a thickening agent. That way it's not like soupy. It's more creamy and delicious. Okay, I added in some broth. Recipes usually call for beef broth, but you can easily substitute it with chicken broth. I feel like with not a lot of change in flavor. And then I'm going to add in some Worcestershire sauce as well, some salt and some pepper. I'm going to let this simmer for about 5 minutes until it thickens up. Okay, and I just took out some of the beef mixture for Josiah, who's dairy free. I'm also going to add in about a cup of half and half. Again, most recipes will call for heavy whipping cream. I don't have that. We're just going to use half and half. And I think it'll still taste just as creamy and thicken up just as fine. So I've got about 5 minutes. The noodles will be done. The stroganoff will be ready. I've got actually some broccoli in the oven will be done. So I just like to use any little bit of time that I can in the kitchen to like do whatever needs to be done. So right now I'm going to clean up, you know, from where my cutting board and my like vegetable scraps and all of that. And then that's just one of the ways that I feel like I get more done in the kitchen is I just use every little second like to its maximum efficiency. Alrighty, noodles are done. We're going to mix it in with the, you know, creamy stroganoff. It's going to be so good. Okay, so in about 10 minutes, this finished cooking. I got it out. I mixed the noodles together. I did all of the laundry for like the big stuff. The cutting board I just used. The pot I had done noodles. The thing I straightened the noodles. Some big dishes from earlier today. There's still plenty more that needs to be done. But that is at least cutting down on my time after dinner. And actually, Guillermo does most of the dishes. He does the dishwasher. He does the little dishes day in and day out. I do try to do like all the big stuff because when I am cooking, I desperately need some like one big bowl or whatever the case may be. And they take up like a massive amount of kitchen like sink space, but they're really not that difficult to clean. So I do try to keep on top of the really big dishes. Then after dinner, Guillermo will come in and he will do the rest of the dishes and it will be good to go and start all over tomorrow. All right, dinner is served. Oh, yes, yes. Yum, yum, yum. I forgot an important ingredient. I literally ran to the kitchen, scraped our food back in the pot, put sour cream. I'm serving it again. Okay, our chocolate mousse is all set and ready to taste. Who wants to taste it? Oh, yeah, it's going to be so yummy. All right, so grab a strawberry and dip it inside. We're going to eat it with strawberries. Look at that. It looks yummy. All right, what? Take a bite and tell me what you think. Is it good? All right, somebody help. Micah, we're going to get down, baby. He's like, it's so yummy. Yeah. It's so yummy. All right. It is really good. All right, Isabella. Do you want to tell everybody what's made out of it, Isa?
Okay. So, it's this, I think, garbanzo beans?
Uh-huh.
It's the juice of it. And we put it in there and mixed it with vanilla and...
You're eating bean juice.
Bean juice.
With a little bit of chocolate.
But does it taste yummy?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Oh, don't eat it, no. Ready? Is that yummy?
Ready?
I'll give you more when you're done.
Oh, you're stuffing right in there.
All right.
Oh.
Here, Daddy. Here.
That's actually pretty good.
Mom, can I
You know what it tastes like? The salad place?
Daddy.
Jason's Deli.
Oh, okay.
And that with chocolate chips is golden.
Yeah?
Some good bean juice.